All
right.
Welcome to a special episode of It's Lit Boston.
Yes.
We are your host, Sam and Show. Mike, he's, wherever he's at. But we'll see him next time. Mm-hmm. And today we are sitting with Julia.
Hold on, it's a queen. What? It's a queen.
Oh, a queen.
It's
you want to use queen.
It's a queen.
Okay.
Feel me?
Queen Julia.
There you go.
City Councilor. Is it at large?
Yeah, it's the whole city.
It's the whole city.
It's 22 neighborhoods.
Queen.
Oh, my bad.
Feel
she
me?
is the queen.
She's in her Duffy today.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
She's been coming at me all day.
I'm like a princess
in training? Nah. Your
yeah.
attitude off mic was not princess in training. You've been doing this for a while.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So how you been? Talk to us. This is our first time actually speaking to each other.
Can I just tell y'all, when y'all put a little something about me on Instagram, I was so like, oh my God. I'm like important, like it's.
But you are though.
You don't have to. I had one of those moments. Was like, wow.
You finally made it.
Like that y'all saw something in me enough to to showcase, and then I started following y'all.
Of course, you're the what? Like, first Spanish person. The first
Afro-Latina.
Hispanic is Hispanic.
And the first Afro-Latina.
There you go.
Afro-Latina.
Now I gotta ask you 2 questions on that.
Yes.
What's the difference between Spanish, Hispanic, and Afro-Latino?
Okay, so first of all, Spanish is a language.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
thank you.
We gotta educate. When people say Spanish people, I'm like, what Spanish people? Spanish people are from Spain.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
That's that.
Yep.
Hispanics is his spick.
Yep.
And I'm nobody's spick.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, so it's a derogatory term?
Well, it's all in how you choose to experience it.
Okay. All right.
And so Latinx or Latino, however it is that you want, is kind of the term that is the most politically correct.
Yep.
Okay.
But being who I am, I added the Afro-Latino into my spiel because that is who I am. I encompass my Afro-Caribbean roots.
Is that necessary for you to add that, though? If you already encompass your black heritage?
No. Oh, you're going to mess up.
Whoa.
You're going to die, Mike. What the hell's going on?
OG's going through it right now.
Crazy, bro.
Get that. Get space. What the hell's wrong with you? Keep your mask on.
When you get the Afro-Latina, that's why.
Look, keep that mask on. So let me just tell you real quick about. So no, listen. I do this because it's an opportunity to educate people.
Of course, yeah. That's all we ask.
Specifically, a lot of Afro-Caribbean Latinos. What they don't realize is that when our ancestors were abducted, right, in the Dominican Republic, that was one of the first ports that our ancestors landed in, right? So we have to claim our black roots.
Always.
But not a lot of Latinos do that. Because
why is that, though?
Because it's the white dominant culture.
And you look like them.
And wait.
Some of you, not all of you.
Okay, so we get to know each other. So
No, I was coming at you.
I don't look, so I'm a very special case because I'm light skinned.
Yeah.
Right? So most of the people in my family are dark skinned. I'm the lightest skinned person, but I'm the blackest one, right? Because I claim it, right?
Okay.
Dominicans tend to be a little bit more racist.
Very
true. I'm always the voice of reason. And I think that sometimes a lot of Latinos struggle with their identity because it's easier to go along and get along and pass than it is to really do the hard work of showing up and who you truly are. And I think that why I claim it, because it's an opportunity to amplify it, right? And to help educate people about what it means to really claim your black roots.
You feel like you're authentic?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're authentic or not?
I mean, it's like people say that I am, but a feeling of being authentic is not something that you can claim to be yourself. But like authenticity is what I hear a lot about when people talk about me. It's because I've been unapologetic about showing up like who I am.
As you should.
And because I always said, like, I don't want to leave myself at the door so other people can feel comfortable. So all of this is all of who I am, and if that's authentic, then that's what it is.
It is.
But now people see it as like it's the cool thing to be yourself. It's like you should have always been yourself.
But everybody doesn't.
No,
It's hard.
It's hard. But in fact, when I was running, in the early stages of my campaign,
that you won.
That I won by 1 vote.
Exactly. Don't matter.
You
won.
You really like amp on that
You
one
won.
vote.
Yo, that was traumatizing.
Why was it?
For 1 vote. Imagine that, like, yo. Stress. And my little fingers were frozen because I had to get on the ballot again. It was crazy. But anyways, people used to say that I was a little bit too much. Like they didn't want me to be the Cardi B of the campaign trail. And that was just because like the way I articulate, that's just the way I show up, right? And I think that people have a vision of what a politician is supposed to look like. And we know
what the old politicians used to look like.
Yeah, things have changed.
That's
Yeah,
right.
everything
And we
changed.
thank you guys. Because
You guys,
Yeah.
I still have struggling with that little outfit. I don't feel like that outfit and that name really fits me.
what name and what outfit?
Politician?
Yeah.
Nah, don't run away from it. Lean into it.
Yeah.
into it.
But make it
into
your
it.
own. Be your own special politician.
Yeah,
You know,
you're the first. You're the
I
first
don't
of your
trust
kind.
them. You know what I've been doing? I've been posting a lot of things about relationships and how politics is very similar to a relationship. You know how when they first come around,
Honeymoon
honeymoon,
stage.
they be bringing you flowers, they be thinking that they love you.
Kissing babies.
We can all that, right? And then they don't act like they don't know you. Once it's like they hit it and leave
Disappear.
it, right? And
Yeah.
that's what happens. And that's why I decided to run, because I was tired of people coming around my way, asking me for their vote, and then you want to see them anymore.
See, but we appreciate it because it's someone that looks like us.
That's
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you understand the city. You know what I mean? Like
And
you
we're going to hold you more accountable.
And you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to, and that's the problem that I think that some politicians, they don't like people calling them out. And I like that's what we work for y'all, and we have
Thank
to flip
you.
the script, because there's a perception that we have the power, just because we get to vote on things, but the reality is the power really comes from the people, and we have to shift that.
So you guys are
dynamic.
basically like the voice for the people.
No.
No?
No, you know what I say? I'm the microphone. I don't want to be anybody's voice. I always say I don't want to speak for nobody. I want to create space for people to speak for themselves. And that's the problem, is that we rely on people speaking on our behalf, and oftentimes they don't even speak on the things that they need to be talking about.
You know how? She's really Dominican. She didn't breathe just now.
No, just went
She
straight.
didn't breathe at all.
Kept going.
Oh, no.
No,
You
you
be
didn't
going
breathe
for like
at
a
all.
good minute and a
Yeah,
half.
I like it.
straight. Yeah, that's
I like it.
fire.
Get some water so I can leave it alone.
We
with
like that. That's what's up.
Go, show.
Now you had a question.
I mean, I can't remember now. You know.
Oh, we were just talking.
I'm trying to make sure you look good, that's why.
I was like, what? But I was really excited when y'all asked me to be interviewed.
No, I was happy you responded.
So
Facts.
Because the
No.
people were spitting to me the whole time. I was getting tight.
Oh, but I'm so glad that I went into my DMs, because I usually.
I always slide into DMs. I don't care.
I was like, oh my God, y'all, Courtney didn't handle this business. I was mad. And I got Sandra on it right away. And you notice?
I like Sandra though.
Did you see how quickly I made that happen?
Yeah.
I even sent the
She
email
emailed
out.
both of us with the screenshot. Because I sent her back the screenshot of the email not going
snap.
And
through.
I was like,
Damn,
that's
she's
my
spinning
brand.
me right now.
That's my brand. So I was like, yo,
True,
y'all
that is-
can't-
I was like, damn, how we gonna get Michelle Wu and one of ours won't even come on?
Won't even come on.
So listen,
Shots
you know
fired.
how mad I was?
Really?
That's
That's the Dorchester in you though.
That's why I
Because you're
did-
from Dorchester. See how I spun that for
You
you?
see?
Yeah.
I did the screenshot and I called them out.
I like it.
Receipts. Let him know.
I did some research on you, right? You got here when you was 5. You came from DR with your mom,
Yeah.
right? And you,
No. Actually,
No?
my mom and my dad left me in DR.
Really? So,
So you're an immigrant. So you're an immigrant.
Yeah, I'm a real immigrant.
All right. So why you coming at me for so heavy?
Well, because
Don't even claim Dorchester. You live here.
Yeah, well, first
You
of all,
live
let's
here.
not even talk about you from Milton.
No, I'm not from Milton.
You live in Needham now.
Why you putting out my
Ooh,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, I live in Needham.
So
Yeah.
let's just be real.
Let's just be real.
So I came here from the Dominican Republic,
Yep.
and then I grew up in Boston, 02124,
Okay.
all day, every day.
Okay.
What
I
middle
still
school
rep
did-
Roxbury. I lived in Mission Hill also.
Lived.
what middle school did you go to?
I still live here.
What middle school did you go to?
I went to a lot of them because my mom.
Like an immigrant, a lot of schools. I went
That's
to
right,
6.
because we were poor. We bounced around for a lot of places.
Oh, I don't know
So
about that.
I went to the McKay. I went to the Umana,
The Imana, yeah.
But I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
and then I ended up graduating from Dorchester High.
How was that for you? How was old Dorchester High compared to Dorchester High now?
Well, it was used to be called Dumchester. So I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Right. And
All the not the delinquents, but the people like they got kicked out of schools. They went to Dorchester High.
I was one of those because I
Really?
dropped out of school.
What happened? Oh, you been spicy. Okay.
But that's dope though that
Yeah.
you dropped out.
I
You
dropped
graduated.
out. I was almost 20 by the time I graduated high school.
No way.
What?
That's real. And look where you at now.
Facts.
I
That's
should've still
inspiring.
been- No,
Hell
I should
yeah.
have still been in high school because I was really bad at math. And thank God that I graduated before MCAS came, because otherwise I'd still be in high school right now.
Wow.
Listen.
That's facts right now.
But that's dope though.
So wait.
It was my
You're bad at
really-
math.
no.
But what else? What are you good at? Is it reading?
No, I'm good at like writing. I like writing,
okay.
poetry and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, that's what's up.
So
you was
I
a-
was more on the creative side.
Creative side. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I still like that. I'm really bad with math.
AP English?
What's that?
You didn't have AP English?
No, 'cause I
Nobody
was
had. That's
Dorchester
y'all
High.
Boston stuff.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
She was in Boston.
Yeah,
But
but
that was like that at bougie advanced Boston.
Yeah, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
High.
I was AP English,
Well,
AP Math.
we got like
Y'all got one more person out here. That's why.
Well, now yeah. Tell him he got to wait right up there.
he gotta wait outside.
He gotta wait.
we got no space over here.
Tell him he gotta go home. I didn't
We
invite
got
him.
no space over
I'm
here.
not. That's it. He's part of
You
your
don't even know
crew.
who
Yeah.
it is. Stop sending people home. You don't know.
I didn't invite him. Who is that?
He's our third person, but
Yeah.
he
He
wasn't.
You gotta go
yeah.
before you get me in trouble. I already
Exactly.
got like this place. Okay. So Dorchester High.
You graduated from
I did-
Dorchester High.
Yep.
You went to Mount Ida College.
Yes.
Right.
Mount
Where
Ida.
you got your bachelor's of art
Communications.
or communications.
Yeah.
And you went to UMass Amherst, right?
No.
So what else did you do in college?
What college did you go to?
Oh, she went to Mount Ida.
Oh, that is. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I almost didn't go to Mount Ida
Why not?
because my SAT scores were really bad.
Woo!
Like
How
you said-
low? How low if you remember?
Well, I was,
Don't tell them how low.
Well,
Don't tell them how low.
Mine was low too.
Well,
I wasn't trying to go to
so
college.
trying-
Yeah, but she's a city councilwoman.
No,
So?
it's okay. I claim it, but it was really low that only 2 schools accepted me.
Really?
And
What
it
2
was
schools?
Mount Ida, because they were private. They just wanted my money. And then
Facts.
some other school that they wanted me to go to Remuneral courses during the summer if I wanted to get into their school.
Oh,
but
nah,
I had to
nah,
work,
nah,
so I went to Mount Ida instead.
1,000.
So, anyways, long story short, I was at Mount Ida for 4 years. I graduated on time. I was really excited about that. And I studied communications. And
Was that your first major? Because I know usually when people go to college, you always start off with one major, but you switch.
Yes, Sam. You know what happened?
What happened?
Did you research this? Because
No, I did the same thing in college.
okay, well, what happened was is that I went for communications, but there was always violence in the news about Dorchester. So I decided that I didn't want to report on the news. I actually wanted to do something about what I was hearing about. So instead of doing
Be proactive.
communications, exactly, I did human services. So I
okay.
combined human services and communications. And so I did my internship at a Boys and Girls Club.
Which one?
The Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club in the South End, and while all of my other friends were at like big PR firms and like
You was right here, right in the city.
I was in the hood dodging
Yeah.
bullets.
See, but that's
Literally.
dope though. But that's dope though because now you can relate to that. Like most politicians can't. Most politicians they'll be like from like Western Mass, Eastern Mass, but then they'll be like, oh, I'm like you guys. I'm from Boston, but you're
No.
like, oh, you only been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you don't live in the city.
Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you grew up here, so that's dope.
and
I
our
grew up
experiences
here.
are different. Like you and Sam definitely have like a relatable experiences.
And me, you, and too, because
yeah,
both
we're immigrants. Yeah, we're both immigrants. So I understand your thrive. You being here as an immigrant is phenomenal. Like that's like like going back home and be like, yeah, this is where I am at home.
I used to clean offices with my mom. And let me just tell you, right? So we were cleaning offices at the John Hancock building.
Nice.
Down
Right.
Copley.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you that this past summer, I was a guest speaker at an event that they were hosting for young people. And when I was doing my youth work, I did a workshop for young people who were working at the John Hancock building. So my life has always been a series of little things that happen. So I used to clean offices in that space. And then I was training young people who were learning how to work in that environment.
Super
and then,
humble.
And then I was a guest speaker for young people. So like that immigrant experience, like that's what we do when we come here.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anything else to do.
You just
so
work.
I was cleaning offices, I was selling shoes, I was making more money than my mom did.
Multiple sources of income. It's
That's
never
right.
just one.
I've been working since I was 12 years old.
There you go. Speak to
So-
him.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've always been a hustler.
The hustle. Yep. That's it.
I like that though.
Multiple things.
So that's how we get by. So I think that that's probably why I work the way that I do, because it's my lived experience. And I didn't read about it in a book. Like a lot of politicians out here, they have a theory about us because they read about it.
Yep.
They haven't lived it.
Yep.
So that is what that's why for me this mayoral race that's happening, like I know I got my own race to win.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be focused on doing that.
Yep.
But I'm more interested in making sure that whoever gets that seat recognizes that they're not just gonna slide right in.
Facts.
Like I'm gonna be hyper focused on what's your story, what's your message, and I don't want to hear that you care about my people. I want to know how much money you're pouring into that line item. I want specifics.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the problem right now with politicians is that they talk a lot of blah blah blah.
It's a lot of face value.
And even though I'm a politician, but I know because it's like that hustle. And I'm trying to change the way they do business. And I say that the way we do business now, because that's not working for our people. That's why we don't get engaged.
Okay. So, quick question about that. Since you've been in this position, what do you think your biggest contribution has been?
Yeah. Well, I've only been in this job for a year.
Yeah.
And I came in after a traumatic one-vote win. We were in office for like 2 or 3 months, and then COVID came.
COVID came. Yeah.
So we never really got a chance. I want to do over.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first year was like, I don't even know what I was like, what I do? What's my job? I didn't know, right? What the hell?
I'm
they got
always
me
asking,
doing?
what is a counselor? What do they do?
I didn't even know. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
they're gonna discover that I don't belong here in a minute. They're gonna come get me. But I learned my job while I was doing it, and I know even though COVID was crazy, it gave me an opportunity to really show what a council office is supposed to do.
Okay.
And I think one of the biggest things that I can say I'm proud of our office is the amount of level of civic engagement that we've been able to increase. Like more people participate in public hearings. We got young people who are out here co-designing policies with us. That
The young people really fuck
doing
with
it, right?
you. Yeah.
The new generation is
though.
crazy. Yeah.
But
They do. A lot of girls I speak to, they're like, yo, that's the homie. I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, okay.
You know,
We learn.
I learned, like, I've been working with young people since the 90s.
So you understand their vibe.
So
You understand their energy.
this is where I get all of this from.
So saying that, right?
So my biggest accomplishment is creating space for people, right, to tell their own stories, to inform policy, and to move policy in the way that it needs to go. And so I say that for me, you know, it's great to understand how to change laws and blah, blah, blah. But if we're not creating space for those who are doing the work and living the realities to do that work, then it's just a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah. And I think my biggest accomplishment has been creating that space.
That's dope.
Dope.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
it. That's the truest answer I could have got.
He was waiting
I was
to hear that
waiting.
answer.
I was waiting because
but
that's the
that's
biggest thing for me with politicians is, all right, fine. You're in this office now. Where's the change going to come from? How am I going to feel the effects of you being in the office? So if there is proof that these people that you're aiming for have the space to move things forward, then that's all it is.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? When I was running, because I didn't know what I was doing,
Yeah.
I just was running my mouth.
Just to run?
No, you
I
was being you.
doing whatever I
You
needed
was
to
being
do.
authentic.
And I always said, you know, like for me, it's really about civic engagement. I said the reason why we are in the situation that we're in is because we haven't been invited to participate. And then when they talk about young people, right now the mayor has a mayor's youth council.
Yep.
Why you only have one place for young people? Young people need to be in every single board and commission that exists.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why we have to have limitations?
I
Why
agree.
you invite us to the table and then give us a menu to choose food? Why you invite us to the table and set your terms and conditions about how we're going to show up? Why you invite me to the table and regulate me?
Because they still want control.
And so
That's it.
that's what I'm here. I'm here to disrupt the way that works. And I'm here to create spaces for all of us, not just some of us. And I think that that's the problem, is that people only want to mess with people who they feel comfortable with.
Facts.
True.
But when
Yeah.
they see somebody like this,
But this is what we understand. Like,
Yeah.
like when you talk to us, when you were talking to us off mic and everything, like, I got real comfortable. I'm like, oh, I understand this. Like, I understand the vernacular, I understand the attitude, I understand the sassiness. All that's beautiful to me. That's a love language that I'm not expecting from any other politician. So if you say something, I'm like, all right, cool, I can hold it accountable. I know she's talking that. Good.
You see how he slouched on his chair?
I know,
Look at him.
you know, you're about to
He
take
getting
a nap.
comfy.
No, but see, this is what we need to do. We need more people to run for office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I think and we need more people like us running those campaigns.
But you being elected shows that for young girls and young boys out here.
And
Yeah.
we need to change the white dominant culture.
Oh, that's changing.
That's
changing.
They scared.
Shout out to
And-
Kamala.
Facts. Gunshots.
Look,
wait, time
root
out.
all day, every day, all day, black and brown. That's it, period.
How do you feel about Kamala getting elected?
I think that's dope.
Dope, right?
You know, for first of all, she's also an immigrant, or her parent. You know, she always got that little story too.
Yeah,
You know,
of
you
course,
can
of
relate
course.
to
We
it.
gotta let them know we immigrants.
But you know, she should be the president. I'm sad that she's the vice.
Why?
But
It's a step up.
That's
You
a-
gotta,
it's
you
a
gotta,
step
up.
you gotta
I know,
work up
it's-
there.
I know we got to work, but I'm just saying, America needs to catch up to these times. And the fact that she didn't move on to be the presidential nominee speaks volumes to how much the work we need to do. But it's little by little. Like, I'm more excited, to be honest with you, for Ayanna Pressley when she became the first African-American woman to be on the city council.
Yep.
I was more excited when Ayanna Pressley became the first African-American woman to represent us in Congress. I was more excited about those things because you know what? That's local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because she's from here.
And she was the first. Right?
It's a
And I
stepping
think-
stone for everybody.
It's a stepping stone, and she created like the seat that I'm in is the seat that she left behind. But I'm also really excited about Harris. I think that she's going to bring a lot to the but I do think that like we should not get comfortable with that.
No, definitely. She go for more.
Go for more.
We deserve it.
I can't wait for Ayanna to run for president.
No, the future's woman.
No, you know what? Let me
future
tell you.
is woman,
No.
though.
I'm gonna say something about that real quick, right? Because we can't live our. No, I do believe that yes, women are doing this shit right now, but our black men, right? We need to recognize that they're also doing it.
So what you saying that we need women to be
I'm-
holding themselves accountable
Thank you.
for what they speak about
Thank you.
black
Because
men.
exactly, we can't just be
Thank
about
you.
women.
Yeah, no, we're not always just about women. We'd like to see women get their just due.
You know, there was an event that I was in, and they were celebrating women, and I talked about a lot of the work that this person that we were celebrating had also done for men, right? And I think that that's the problem, that we've gotten into a point where it's like
Gender wars.
gender wars.
Yeah, because I don't
And
feel like we got to go at one another. We can
no,
both.
we all got to rise up.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all got to rise up.
It has to be a team effort. It
has
can't
to be a
be
team effort.
men against
Yeah.
women at all.
No,
you know,
never.
especially
But I
as far
could-
as black and brown people.
And I can understand why, you know, now there's more women in positions like in leadership, because that hasn't been the case. But the fact of the matter is that black and brown people, we haven't had a lot of opportunities to be in any type of leadership role, whether we're men or women.
Well, with you being in one of those leadership roles, it helps.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
right.
because you can help out people that look just like you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, stats do say that black and brown women do have the highest degrees and move forward because of
Y'all gotta
how
work
black,
harder.
Not even that.
But they do though.
The struggles of a black man is different from the struggles of the black and brown
But
woman.
it's still a struggle.
It's still a struggle, but they achieve at a faster rate than we achieve because we're held down hard.
But you know what? There's always strength in that struggle.
Of course, yeah. We just got to make sure that we don't look at you guys as competition.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's like,
We
okay,
gotta build together.
Exactly.
Carry
Like if
each
you can
other
get that seat, we stand with you.
And that's what I'm always like, you know, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that for me, our office right now, we're going to be working on creating a whole training for the next generation of folks who are running for office.
Okay.
Because it's not just about me getting in the door. We got to build that bench.
Okay.
And we got to do it in a way that we're training and preparing the next generation to run those campaigns, to get paid for that work, right? To train our volunteers so that we can start owning that political power. Because let me tell you this, it takes 6 years to turn a non-voter into a super voter. And so when I decided to run, I decided more for a long-term strategy. I want to build black and brown political power. That's my goal. Whether I win or not, my goal is to build that power.
Well, you're already in the history books though.
Already.
I know.
You're already in the history books, so are we.
Yeah.
We both award winners.
Award winning.
Yes.
So I gotta ask you
Yeah.
think something about how do you think, since you're from the creative space,
Yeah.
right? How do you think people like ourselves, podcasters, people who interview people, can help the community?
Yeah.
What do you think we can do to help the community, and what can the community do to help us help them?
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been pushing the city on is that information justice. You know, like when they want to send out something, that everything is in writing,
Yep.
right? And sometimes it's not translated in all the different languages. I've been pushing for more video and audio.
Yeah.
Because not everybody knows how to read and write. My mom didn't even finish 3rd grade, right? And I think that
That's
for
very
me,
common.
You know, that's very common. And so I really am looking for the city to pour more resources into video and audio ways of communicating. Yes.
Because the vibrations though.
Yeah.
Vibrations connect you, right? Some people may not get nothing from reading stuff, but they may get something from you and your mannerisms and the way you act and the way you say
Exactly.
things.
And so there's an opportunity there for your craft, right, to really be able to amplify, right, what the city's trying to promote or what any legislator is trying to do. So I think that we need to invest more in the arts. Actually, you know, and they're giving me the time here. In 2010, I created a multimedia project for young people because I had worked in television and I wanted to help young people understand that this is something that they can do as a career. And I created a whole institute for them to learn about video production.
That's dope.
And they got paid for their project, and then they created videos about like how to get a job, like all the things that they care about.
They
Right?
have fun.
They have fun, right?
Yeah.
And they created little skits, and they used video as a way to do it. But this was an opportunity for them to see that as career explorations, right? And I think that that's, as the chair of small business and workforce development, I think that my creativity, you know, passion for creativity is about like how do we build the capacity of others to do this, what you all are doing.
Yeah.
So I think that in a short answer, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it did.
in
It
terms-
did. It did.
But I think that it's not just about lip service, it's really about building the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm working with some young people who are doing my Story of One documentary.
Oh, that's
Oh,
dope.
dope.
And it's
Oh,
young
yeah.
people who are working with me on this
dope.
project,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I think that is how we change the conversation. It's like you just don't say that you care about young people. You have to show what caring about young people looks like.
Because you have a daughter, right?
I do.
How old is she, if you don't mind me
She's
asking?
10.
She's 10.
So I'm a single mom.
Okay.
I was raised by a single mom. My daughter is
I have a 10-year-old too, so I'm...
So,
Yeah.
And so it's been really hard to be a single mom and to be working full time and having her at home with remote learning. I don't get any child support. Like, I run my whole household. It's just me. I got one household income. I got my mom, who's like 72. She's too old to retire. I'm responsible for my mom.
She's
She
too
still
old
works.
to retire?
Yeah, she still
It's
works.
America, bro.
What?
She's
no
a
retiring.
low-wage worker.
Yeah.
And she's
Wow.
never had any union representation, so
Yeah.
she can't afford to stop working.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right? So for
Even
me,
when you're in representation, there's guys on my job. I'm a union carpenter. They're like 65, still working, and they should be retired.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, being a single mom and being raised by a single mom, I'm who I am because of my mom.
That's inspirational.
Like, I didn't even know we were poor. Like,
That's beautiful.
literally, I did not know that we were poor until my cousin told me when we were older that they would bring us food sometimes because we didn't have things to eat. Like, my mom did such a great job at keeping that away from me that I never really knew that I was poor. And I should have known that I was poor because back in the day, the big Pamper boxes, now they're smaller, but when I was
the
a
huge
kid,
joints.
I used one of those to make a Barbie dollhouse out of a Pamper box.
I remember those.
Everybody
Yeah,
had doll houses, so I had to use, that's what happens when you don't have nothing. You know how to work with what you have.
Facts.
So,
When you realized that you were poor,
Yeah.
how did that change your viewpoint of what was around you?
I think I realized I was poor after I was older.
Okay.
Like I knew that I wanted Nikes and I couldn't afford them.
Okay.
And everybody else had them, so I used to have like the fat shoelaces instead to make up for my Pro Champs.
Pro champ.
Pro
that's
Champs,
real.
So
That's real.
I
You ever
had-
wore the Shacks?
No, I had lottos too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I really had to learn how to work with what I had.
That's dope though.
Yeah.
And what I remember, there was an insurance agency. I was like 12 years old. I've been working since I was 12. They came around my way, and I was like, look, I know everybody. Put together a flyer, and I'll tell them about you. I made like $26. I still didn't make enough to buy some sneakers, but nonetheless, I think that those experiences of not having anything is why I've worked so hard in my life. I've always had 2 to 3 jobs. My whole entire life. Even the only reason why I didn't have 2 jobs when I was campaigning was because I was campaigning full-time and I was working full-time.
No, that's tough.
So, and then the reason why I didn't decide to take a job while I did this one is because I never did something like this. So I want to do a good job.
Yeah, you want to
So-
give it your
Yeah,
all,
you wanna
all
keep
your
it focused.
attention.
So
Yeah.
I only have one income.
Yep.
For the last few years, I've only had one income.
How's that been for you?
It's been harder, right? Even though I got paid, y'all don't lie, I do get paid. My rate has increased, but it's a lot to juggle. And this is the last question. I promise. This is the last question.
I got a question, right?
And then we're gonna do part 2 in your studio.
Yes.
Yeah,
Speaking
definitely
about
gotta
the,
come through.
speaking about the newer generation, the younger generation, like, what do you feel like can benefit the younger generation right now?
I always say that we talk about young people being our future, but we never really create opportunities for them to define what that future is going to be, right?
Facts.
And I think what young people need today, it's not just access to internships. Those internships need to be paid.
Yeah.
Because you always expect people of color to show up, and we're always volunteers.
Yeah.
And then all these other mofos are like consultants
Yeah.
for Harvard, and they're getting paid.
And if we get paid, it's more incentive for us to be there.
Right,
Like
so-
kids, who doesn't love money?
Yeah, and the other thing is that young people, these people who do marketing, they study our culture and then they package it and they sell it back to us. So young people need to be the ones who are leading in the marketing space.
So that's why it's important to be interviewed by people that look like you.
Yeah.
Because you change the conversation, right?
That's
And
your campaign slogan. We need coins. Change
Change
the conversation.
Change the conversation.
Hell yeah.
And I think that young people, what they need right now is people to step to the side and let them lead. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
And we need to invest in young people. That's why I talk about
Trust.
and trust.
There you go.
And that's why, this is why I've dedicated my entire life to youth. Actually, the only reason why I worked with parents was because I wanted to impact young people. But my whole entire career has been about youth development. And I still work with young people. Like, they tell me what to do. And in fact, I really want, what I'm working on, we're going to do a home rule petition so that we can vote, lower the voting age.
That's
so
nice.
that young
dope.
people can vote at
What do you?
16.
16. Okay. I was about
That
to
makes
say
so much more sense.
Right?
Yeah, like
They get a driver's license.
not even that. You actually need to go to war at 18.
That's right. But you can vote at 18.
Yeah.
But I
Nah.
know, right? But see, I think that's what young people need. And I love the fact that you talk about trust, because I have trust issues. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't, right?
Not from where we're from. We don't trust like
we don't
that.
trust nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they always say real recognizes real, right? And that's what young people do.
Yeah.
And so young people hold people accountable. They speak truth, right? And I think that we need to take our lead from youth.
And that's why it's good to be authentic.
And
We'll
you
see
know,
right through it.
That's
Yeah.
right. We smell it too. I can walk into a room and I already know who's fake.
Immediately.
Well,
right?
that's your female intuition.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know.
Nah,
That's different. That's different. They
Nah,
got
we know
superpowers.
too. Nah, we know too.
we
We know
do, but
too.
they know different.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
that's not your friend.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
your friend. If your girl tells you that's not your friend, that's
She's
not
like,
your
nah,
friend.
you ain't from Roxbury. You from Milton.
But I
Wow. Wow.
That's right. And you don't even need them now. So let's go.
Wow.
But yes, but it's that intuition, but it's also that hustle, right? Like when you grow up dodging bullets and you grow up different, then you can understand the dynamics, and you can see when people are giving you a whole bunch of baloney.
No, but we appreciate it though, because the whole point of interviews like this is to give you guys your flowers while
That's
you're here.
it.
Instead of when you're gone or you move on to somewhere else.
Or you're on a piece of paper or something.
Yeah,
like
we'd
that.
rather be able to talk to you face to face and
Yeah.
give you your flowers. And, tell
And
you
this
how
is
great
for the
you are.
people too. Like
So
they
my
get to
people.
see you for who you are.
That's right. And you know how, like, I swear to God, when I found out that we didn't email you back, I was like, I gotta get on lit. Like, what's up? I yelled at everybody. That's why it was like on Friday, right? Or
Yep.
Thursday.
It was like Thursday.
And look at so.
Yep.
I moved real quick because
No,
I
we
didn't-
appreciate you.
Nah, this has been
I didn't-
fantastic.
and I really want to do this again. Like, so for me, like, I really want to be connected to my people, right?
Yeah.
And I would love if there's questions that people want me to answer.
Come to DAP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'll go in.
If you go to that, we got a big enough space to the
Yeah,
point where like you can
yeah.
still be comfortable.
Because like I'm always talking about co-designing policies,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that you really do that is by creating space.
Facts.
And so if you could create that, that would be helpful to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be honest with you. So like he and a couple other people have been trying to get me to like be more involved and care about voting and all that. And it's hard for me because I don't trust humans for anything because I don't trust myself really. But listen to you talk, I'm open to helping the community out. Obviously I want to help the community, but I never knew how to. Like being around him, seeing what he does outside that people don't know about, it's made me go, oh wow, you can really make an impact. So anything that you think that we can do, or even off mic, off camera and stuff like just to come and show ourselves.
Yeah, we're always
Yeah.
open to that.
And before they put a restraining order so that I won't be able to come back here anymore, I would just want to say is that going back to a few questions before in terms of what you all can do is like you have an audience and you have a following and you have a creativity and you could utilize this in a way that it's not only just going to put you all on the map, but it's really going to help people unpack the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Because-
always ask people that come on to help us. Because you got to help us help each other.
Yeah.
Feel me? So we can
can't
always
be
come
pulling
on here and
teeth.
talk to
Because
you.
this is fun, right?
Yeah.
And so people are going to watch
Yeah.
and then they're going to be more apt to want to be engaged.
You can't do this on radio.
Nah.
And so this is fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that people watch it because they're gonna get something out of it. And they're
Something
gonna
totally
be,
different.
Exactly,
Yep.
and that's why I think it's so important, you know. And I'm so excited. Do we say it's lit?
Oh yeah,
go
do your
ahead.
thing, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julia.
thank you.
Shout out to
Appreciate you.
Barber Time over in
Yeah.
Mattapan Square with
Yes.
1553 Blue Hill Avenue.
Yep.
I said that right. That's
Yep.
That's what the address is, right?
That's
All
right.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Who's
you.
Thank
the
you.
owner's name?
Ian Davis.
Ian Dave. Shout out to
Yes.
Ian. Shout out to
Yes, yes,
Ian
yes.
or even?
Ian.
Ian.
Ian. Okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
we're working on a mental health and wellness project.
that's
I've
dope.
been working a lot with the barbershops and hair salons because they got really impacted by COVID.
Definitely. Yeah.
So we created a whole training for them, and now
that's
we're going to
dope.
be doing something for trauma.
Oh yeah,
that's
build,
dope.
build with us. We'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
We're
we'll do
down.
it, y'all.
Yeah.
He's going to kick us out. So we
Until
gotta
next
go.
time.
Yes.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
We out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.